Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm your host, the notorious H.I.M, and I am back with another Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle for you. I'm using a new team, debuting some new mons on the channel. Obviously, as you guys can see, I got my boy Orthworm featuring here. Looking at my opponent's team, he's got a lot of threats here. Obviously, he's debuting Yusui and Zoroark on the channel, so I gotta actually get that mon and use that on a team, but I got an idea of what I want to do here. Like true say, I can pretty much do whatever I want, but I'm gonna lead with the Meowscarada, the Puss in Boots. Nothing wants to get knocked off. Nothing wants to take some big damage from that mon. So that's my lead. I'm definitely gonna lead off into that. I'm not too sure what he wants to lead off into, but nothing is gonna appreciate the knockoff. He actually leads off the Mimikyu, which is great because obviously, now for him, I mean, that's actually great for him because I can't knock off, because if I do, he's gonna live it. It will pop the disguise, but he will actually be able to kill me with a player up. So I have to really actually think pretty carefully here about what I want to do. I have to break the disguise though. That is absolutely the plan here. So I'm thinking, okay, let's probably go for a flower trick. I mean, it's gonna crit automatically, right? So I may be able to get either a KO or get this to go down a lot because of the protein, because of the choice band. I may be able to get a lot of damage off, but obviously he has a disguise up, so that's not too much of a big deal. I pop the disguise, and then I can actually go for it later, because now that I'm a grass type, he can't kill me with the play rough, which is great for me. So he does go ahead and land that play rough. He does a lot of damage, but I can't stay in because I don't think that the flower trick will kill. So I'm gonna actually go out into Earthworm Gym here and debut Earthworm on the channel. So obviously I am fully physically defensive. I'm not gonna be afraid of anything that he wants to go for, and I can absolutely go for the Iron Head on this thing. I'm really not afraid of what this thing is gonna do. I decide, you know what, let's get up the Stealth Rocks. That's gonna be very important for me later on. Just kind of chip some other mons down and get some much needed chip. If he wants to stay in, be my guest. That's totally fine. But the Iron Head would absolutely kill this thing. So I don't think he wants to stay in. And if he does go out, it's just going to allow me to chip things down. So that's really great for me. So I go ahead and I click the Iron Head. If he wants to stay in, like I said before, be my guest, bro. Like if you want to go out, that's only going to help me because I got the Stealth Rocks up. I pretty much done everything I needed to do with Jim here. So I'm really not too afraid of what my opponent may be able to do. The best play is probably for him to switch out into something, but he goes for the Shadow Claw. It does a pretty good amount of damage. Obviously, he does have the Sword Dance up, so it does allow me to go ahead and pop my Sitrus. True say with Jim, I try to just come in and kind of shed tail, kind of get some mons in, kind of get some mons out of there, but obviously it's not gonna be able to do that this battle. But obviously, I go ahead and get a big Iron Head on this thing and kill this thing right off, which is great. I'm not too sure what he wants to go out into, but he ends up going out into the Glalie. These things definitely tend to be a little bit more special than anything, so I'm going to make a choice here, and I'm going to save Jim, right? Like, Jim still has some viability for this battle, so I'm going to decide I'm going to go out into Bouquet now. And my best play here with Bouquet, what I really love to do with this thing, especially with this set, is just kind of trick the Iron Ball, right? Like on faster mons, just kind of trick the Iron Ball, lower things speed, which is gonna be great. He ends up popping the Nasty Plot, which reveals that he is actually the Zoroark. So now I'm gonna absolutely go for a trick here, and if I can, I'll be able to slow this down a lot and be able to start wishing up, bring things back in. I'll just be able to do a lot of different things to this mon. So he goes ahead and pops the Flamethrower on me. It doesn't do too much damage because I am fully specially defensive, and I get my trick off, and I give him this Iron Ball, and I'm gonna take his Expert Belt. So I'm gonna gladly take that, and now it cuts the speed in half, and now this mon is pretty much crippled, right? Like there's not much he could really do. True say, I decide to go for a Wish here because I know that he's gonna attack again, and this is gonna at least be able to allow me to get some more health back. He goes for the Builder Malice, which obviously is not gonna do too much to me, lowering my attack. Really not gonna do much because obviously I'm not a physical attacker. Now I could very easily just go for like a Moonblast. I know that I am faster than this thing, so there's really no point in me switching out. My best play is to either go for a Moonblast or better yet, just go for a Giga Drain, right? The Giga Drain would have been able to give me more health back after the Wish. So I decided to go ahead and get a big Moonblast off, and this is absolutely gonna kill this thing. The thing with Zoroark is that it's absolutely a frail frail mon. So I'm really not too afraid. Obviously, it does get the KO on the Zoroark, which is great for Bouquet here. Bouquet don't really Bouquet don't really get KOs, but you gotta give her flowers now. So I go ahead and get the big KO with the Moonblast, and honestly, I have no clue what my opponent wants to go out into. He could probably go out into Gengar. If it was me, if I was a betting man, I'd probably go out into Gengar, and that's exactly what he does. He goes out into the Gengar because obviously he could just get the big Sludge Bomb off, right? Like, that's going to do the most amount of damage. And honestly, I probably could live it and probably just go for another Wish, but what I really and truly should do is trick this thing, because I don't know if it's going to be Choice Scarf, Choice Specs. I really don't know what it's going to be, and I really can't allow this thing to just, you know, outspeed the rest of my mon. So I'm thinking he may be Choice Scarf. So I go ahead and get a big trick off, and I absolutely live the Sludge Bomb, which is great. I get the big trick off, and I give him the Expert Belt, but he ends up giving me a Focus Sash. So, but the great news is that I now know that he's not Scarfed, and that's going to be great information for later on, because now I know I have mons. Tony Stark will absolutely be able to kill that thing because I am Scarfed. You know, true say, I should probably have let just Bouquet go down here, but for whatever reason, I make the misplay and I go out into Gym here. If he was able to predict that and go into a Shadow Ball, that would have been a nightmare situation. But luckily, he just goes for a Sludge Bomb again. It doesn't affect me, so I'm just gonna go back out into Bouquet. Like, that was really a wasted motion. I really should not have done that, because now that I know he's not Choice Scarf, every other mon that I have that's offensive would be able to outspeed, except for Monique. Obviously, the Azumarill is not too fast, but I'm definitely just gonna let Bouquet go down here. There's really no reason for me to keep this thing alive. Obviously, it can't really do much else. I mean, it does not outspeed this even naturally. So I'm just gonna let this thing go down. Let Bouquet go down, and let those flowers go to rest. So he ends up going for a big Shadow Ball here. Obviously, it's gonna be enough to kill me off, like you say. Like, at this level of health, Bouquet really can't do nothing. So that's a good play for me. Now I can come out into anything, right? Like, the choices are, I can easily go out into Tony Stark or Puss in Boots. Those are going to be my best mons to kind of deal with this Gengar and put pressure on the rest of his mons. True say, my best play 100% is to go out into Puss in Boots, because if I go out into Puss in Boots, I'll be able to go ahead and click Knockoff. Knockoff will absolutely kill the Gengar, and nothing else wants to come in and lose an item. So I don't think anything else is going to be able to deal with Meowscarada 1v1. So I decide, you know what? Let's go out into Puss in Boots here. If anything, I will be able to get off at least a knockoff. If he wants to switch out, be my guest, bro. Like, I'm actually playing this game quite well here. So I go for the big knockoff, and it is absolutely going to be able to kill this thing. I turn into the Dark type with my Protean ability, and I go for a huge knockoff that knocks him all the way out clean. If he wanted to switch out into something, be my guest. True say, Meowscarada, whatever he has left, I naturally outspeed. So I'm really not too afraid of anything else coming in. I know I'll be able to knock off unless he's choice on something. So I'm thinking his play is probably going to be to go out into Staraptor, right? And that's going to probably confirm that it is Choice Scarf, right? Like, these things are definitely, very strong, right? And he is running Reckless. So he didn't show the, the Intimidate. So I'm guessing he's Reckless. And I decide, you know what? I'm going to save Puss in Boots. I'm predicting him to be Scarfed and locked in. So I'm going to go out into Gym here. If he goes for the Brave Bird, he'll definitely be able to just kind of get some damage off on himself with the recoil. But luckily, I'm able to live. I'm able to live the close combat, which, true say, I really wasn't expecting that. Even though I'm fully defensive, with the Steel type, I wasn't expecting to live that. But now I could just go for a big Iron Head. Obviously he is going to be able to kill me with the next close combat, but it's just lowering his defense. So anything that I can come back out with that will be able to live or outspeed, I'll be able to kill easily. So I'm gonna decide here. Okay, now is my opportunity, right? I should just go out into Azu here. Monique is definitely gonna come out. She's a queen of comedy, bro. Like, she gonna go ahead and hit the stage here. So I could very easily just come out Belly Drum or just go for a quick Aqua Jet. Like you say, this thing wouldn't appreciate that. It probably from this level would probably die, right? So, but my play is to think of what's coming in after I've dealt with this this big threat here. So I'm gonna decide, okay, let's go for the Belly Drum. If anything, he can go for an attack. It's not gonna really do too much damage to me. I predict him to be locked in. I'm predicting him to be Choice Scarf. So if he goes ahead and close combat to me, I know that I'll resist it. It won't do too much damage to me, and I'll be able to get the big belly drum off, so which is great. He ends up actually switching out, which is perfect because now I get a free belly drum, right? No damage. This is great. Like, I'm actually in a pretty good spot here. And true say, I could probably just Aqua Jet this thing all the way down. Like, nothing is gonna really be able to deal with Monique now that she's up with maximum attacks, bro. Like, this thing is an absolute monster, bro. Like, you really can't deal with Azumarill 1v1 once it gets the belly drum, bro. Like, nothing is gonna really want to deal with this thing. So, I'm not too sure what the Glalie wants to do, but true say, I could just go for a liquidation, right? That's my play, is to go for the liquidation. He is moody, so he gets the defense increase and the speed drop, so now I know that I will absolutely outspeed. Even if this thing was max speed, I know I would outspeed here, so I'm really not sure what he wants to do here, but my play 100% is to go for the liquidation. There's really no reason for me not to click that move, because obviously nothing is going to want to live that, right? Like, if the Glalie absolutely gets killed, nothing comes in for free on a max attack Azumarill going for liquidation. I'm getting the stab, I'm getting the +6 boost. Like, bro, like this thing is like just overkill right now. Like, I love this thing, bro. Like, this thing is such a saving grace for this team, and it was so fun using this mod when I was testing this team, bro. He goes for the protect, which is great. Obviously he is gonna get the moody boost, but again, I mean, it's not gonna do anything, right? Like, I'm still gonna be able to liquidation you. I'm still gonna be able to kill you and go for a big move here, and I get a big liquidation off, knock this thing clean out. I think he only has like 2 mons left. I'm really not sure what he has left. Probably the King Gambit. I know he has that, but the Staraptor. So out comes the Staraptor, and true save, this thing is absolutely a threat. Even if it is Choice Scarf, I have my rocks up, and that's the best thing about Orthworm getting those up earlier on. I can now click Aqua Jet for free. This thing at this level of health is not going to be able to live that. So there's really not much that he wants to do. It is coming down to the wire, bro, and I have a lot of mons that are going to be able to kind of clean this guy's team the rest of the way. So if I haven't done so already, guys, please rate, comment, subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. And check out the video for Friday, because I'm going to be coming out with the my next battle in the tournament. So definitely leave a like, some comments, leave all that. I go for a big Aqua Jet, and obviously, even though he Tera'd, it's not going to be enough. Even if he went for like a quick attack, I don't think it would have been enough to kill me. So I end up getting a big clean KO off with the Aqua Jet and knock that Staraptor clean out. Last but certainly not least is the King Gambit, and Monique has been having one hell of a set on stage here. So she's about to clean this battle the rest of the way up. Obviously, if the King Gambit is faster, he could go for the like the Iron Head and do a lot of damage to this. But if I'm able to outspeed, a liquidation is gonna absolutely kill it. So I go for the big liquidation. I land. I'm faster than this thing, and I get the clean KO. And that's the end of the battle, guys. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much for checking it out. It's been your boy, the notorious H.I.M, and I'm out. Peace.